The Nintendo GameCube is Nintendo's fourth home console and easily the one that I have the most nostalgia for. We're coming up on 21 years since the GameCube came out. So today I'm going to share 10 of the GameCube games that I remember playing quite a bit. My name is James, and I started this channel because I love playing and talking about video games. If that sounds like you, please consider hitting the like button on this video, the subscribe button on my channel, and dropping a comment letting me know what your favorite GameCube games are. Let's get started. Before we jump in, I wanted to share some fun facts from the about the GameCube. First off, so the GameCube came out in September 2001 in Japan and November of 2001 in North America. The Wii came out in 2006, so only 5 years later. That would be like if the successor to the Switch was already out. It worldwide only sold almost 22 million in sales, which is not very good. Animal Crossing on Switch, I think, is close to 40 million. And I think the Switch itself has crossed 100 million. So a lot of people look back at the GameCube and think that it was kind of a failure. Personally, I love the GameCube. Of the retro consoles that I grew up with, it's definitely my favorite. With that being said, we're just going to jump right into these 10 games that I have right here. First up is Super Monkey Ball 2. This one was introduced to me by my cousin Philip. So, Super Monkey Ball 2, got some fun memories there. I remember starting out really easy and then getting like super hard. And this one, fortunately, they released a Super Monkey Ball, what's it called? Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania recently. It just came out on Switch, PS4, and Xbox, which includes all the levels from Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, and possibly another Super Monkey Ball game, but I'm not really sure. So all of the different mini games on there were what I remember playing the most. Let's see. We really liked Golf was a good one. Target was a really good one. Bowling was like unnecessarily hard, but let's see, Race, Golf, and Target. So Golf is basically just golf. Race is pretty much a monkey ball version of like Mario Kart, and I remember it being pretty well done and having a lot of fun with it. It was this was back when my older sister was still into video games, so we would enjoy some like friendly competition there. And then this was also when my dad would still play games every once in a while. So if we were playing like golf or something else that he enjoyed, he would sometimes jump in with us too. So it was fun. Just lots of fun memories with Super Monkey Ball 2. Next up is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, one of the Attack of the Clones tie-in games. This one... Okay, yeah, so this one says it came out in 2002, so it would have been the same year as Attack of the Clones. This one, I don't remember much about the story. I remember finding it kind of interesting and remember stuff with, like, the Force Harvester and, like, most of the game you are in a vehicle. Like, you're in a vehicle, but kind of, like, on the land, like speeders and stuff. And then I also remember really enjoying the levels where you got to play as an actual, like Jedi on foot. And I thought those were really cool. One of the modes in this game that I really enjoyed was, you got to play in the arena and you could play as like a Jedi or a clone trooper. And I really have lots of memories playing that mode. It says it's 1 to 4 players. I don't remember playing this game with anybody ever. As far as the Star Wars games that I own, this is probably one of the worst ones. But I do think it's better than just your average, like, movie tie-in game that just recounts the events of the movie. Next up is Pikmin with the GameStop EB Games case. Pikmin, I always really enjoyed the idea of Pikmin, of using these, having a mutual relationship with these creatures, that you would act as their leader, and so they would provide for you while you help provide for them. I thought that aspect of it was really cool. Pikmin 2 is also on GameCube. I don't like Pikmin 2 as much as Pikmin 1, but there are definitely people out there that enjoy Pikmin 2 more than Pikmin 1. So there's no right or wrong there. But Pikmin 1, I like that you're told that these are the 30 parts that are missing to your ship. You have 30 days until you run out. And so you know from the beginning that you've just got to get one part every day to beat the game. So I like the structure of it, whereas they kind of do away with that and make it a little bit more broad. There's a lot more optional stuff in Pikmin 2. Pikmin is great. Pikmin 2 is good. And then Pikmin 3, I think, is the best of the series, which this isn't why I made this video, but I did do a Let's Play of the ultra spicy difficulty of Pikmin 3. I played the game all the way through, probably over a year now since I did that one. Next up is Mario Party 4, which apparently I bought used for $29.99. I mentioned before about my introduction to the Mario Party series with Mario Party 3, thinking that Mario Party 3 was Super Mario 64 and getting those mixed up, and then renting it and then being like, what the hell is this? But so Mario Party 4, I went into the game knowing what it was. I was a little bit older at this time, that I could understand the appeal of a strategy-driven board game on a console. This is definitely the Mario Party game that I've played the most. I had on GameCube, I have Mario Party 4 and 5, and then I don't think I got any other Mario Party games up until like 10. I know I have Super Mario Party on Switch, and I might have gotten one more Mario Party game on Switch. I don't really know. This one is the most fun when you play it with other people, so I have some good memories of playing this with my sister before she jumped out of video games. Also, the single-player campaign in this one, I found it to be really compelling as well. It really encourages you to kind of beat every level or every map with every character to be able to get all of the collectibles for each person, which that kind of stuff I always found to be really enticing as well. Up next is Luigi's Mansion. This is a really fun one. This one is kind of short. I want to say you can probably beat the whole game in like under 10 hours, which this one, my sister and I, this one is a single player game, but when we were kids, my sister and I, for some reason, chose this game we wanted to write a strategy guide and put it on GameFAQs. I don't know why we chose this game. I don't know why that was even something that we wanted to do. I don't know, like, really any of that stuff. But for some reason, we played this game a lot. And even to this day, I don't know that I've ever gotten all of the gold paintings and all that stuff. Definitely never had a grade A mansion at the end, which I don't really think affects the game at all. But this is one that I always enjoyed replaying. It's not even really, it has like ghosts and stuff, but it's not even really like spooky or anything. It's still rated E. Like there's nothing really like scary about it. It's a bunch of like cartoon ghosts like throwing bananas at you and doing all this stuff. But anyway, I'll always have really fond memories of Luigi's Mansion. Okay, so these next 5 games, well, really the last 3 games and these next 5 games are all GameCube exclusives. So first up is Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Somehow I ended up with the Player's Choice Edition. I prefer the standard box art, but really cool. Got the gold disc, and with the booklet in there back when games still came with booklets. Anyway, so The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I wasn't a huge Zelda fan when this one came out. I wasn't really familiar with all the different stuff, but I knew that this was a first-party Nintendo game. Well, I knew it was a first-party Nintendo game. I didn't really understand what that meant when I was 9 years old, but I knew that it was made by the same people that made Ocarina of Time, and that I loved Ocarina of Time. I also knew that it was supposed to be a huge adventure where, in a way, even though, so you had to load in and out of the different islands, but in a way, Wind Waker was kind of like the Great Sea was this big like open world before open world games were like really common, which is something that I always found really cool as well. So, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker picks up a long time after the events of Ocarina of Time, as explained in the opening crawl, is what we're going to call them, the opening credits. And basically, you play the role of Link, who, well, that's what I named my character. So you play the role of Link, who is a little island boy, and your sister gets kidnapped, and then this whole thing, and then the whole story kind of starts to tumble from there, and you get intertwined with pirates and all this other stuff, and it's a really interesting story. This one I feel like I don't really need to talk that much about, just because this is probably the most popular game out of the stack of games that I'm going to talk about today. But let's keep going. Next up is Super Smash Bros. Melee, or Melee. I've heard people say Melee and Melee, and I swear the announcer says Melee, so that's not very helpful either. I'm going to keep calling it Melee. But, so Super Smash Bros. Melee, this one I actually got, I want to say I bought this game well after it was out of, after the GameCube had, like, come and gone. This one, I have lots of really fond memories of playing it over at friends' houses, trying to do the home run competition, which was introduced in this one. Lots of the staples of the Super Smash Bros. Series were introduced in Melee. This is definitely, of the 5 Smash Bros. Games, this is probably the one that I've played the least, just because I bought it kind of later as a collector, to add to my collection type thing. But definitely still lots of nostalgia there. I remember, so my cousin Philip, who I talked about earlier, he had this game, and so when I would go to his house, I enjoyed playing the adventure mode, and also I wasn't familiar with all the different characters, but playing as Link was my favorite because I recognized Link from Ocarina of Time. But I don't know what else I really need to say about Super Smash Bros. This next one is, okay, I don't know how I ended up with the player's choice version of so many of these games with the yellow banner up top and the yellow thing down here. Anyway, next up is Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. So the first Rogue Squadron game was on N64. I didn't have that one. So it bothered me that this one was on GameCube, because I couldn't play the first one first. And then the third one, Rebel Strike, was also on GameCube, and I didn't play that. I didn't get that one for some reason. This game is really fun. As far as I don't know that this game really did anything revolutionary, but for me as a big Star Wars fan, getting to participate in the action that I had seen on screen, and then also play in new action that we had never seen before, I found it to be very exciting. Some of the levels were like really hard, and I don't know if they were actually really hard or if they were just really hard for me because I was bad at games and a child. But this is definitely one that I'd like to go back and revisit soon. I've thought about trying this one out after I'm done playing through Metroid Prime on my channel, but I don't know if I want to commit to that yet. Up next is the Metroid Prime. Easily one of my favorite games of all time. I hate that this target thing is printed on the box, printed like on the paper, as well as this thing that says coupons inside, $50 in savings only at Target. Really classy. But that doesn't change that this is easily one of my favorite games of all time. I talked about this before. I'd really never played a shooter before playing Metroid Prime, and I felt like this is a shooter made for people who like platformers, which made me the ideal target market for. Group that with the fact that my dad and I were both kind of playing this game together at the same time. I don't really know what else to say about this game that I haven't already said about it before. Additionally, full 100% video walkthrough of Metroid Prime available on my YouTube channel. So, yeah, when the Metroid Prime trilogy never comes out on Switch, go ahead and check that out. Last one is Super Mario Sunshine. This one, I believe, came as a pack-in with my GameCube, but I'm really not sure. This is another one. This is easily my favorite platformer. Definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Top 5 for me, up there with Metroid Prime and other games too that I'm blanking on. But I love this game so much that when they released it for Switch, it's what my love for Super Mario Sunshine and wanting to show people my enjoyment for that game and to demonstrate the precision of that game and how well crafted that game was is what motivated me to start this channel. That this channel would not be here if it weren't for this game. And I really don't know what else I can say about it. Guys, that's all I have for this video. In the comment section, let me know what GameCube games you're a fan of. Which ones did I leave out of this video? I know that I didn't talk about Star Wars Bounty Hunter, but I felt like I talked about it enough in my Star Wars video, which you can find on my channel as well. Until next time, the easiest way to keep up with me is on Twitter at James_Solar. Thanks, guys.